Since 1976, the National Housing Trust has been the institution that most Jamaicans turn to for their housing needs and everything in between. Whether you want to build your own house or buy something readily available on the market or even improve the one you already own, the NHT has you covered. Hello and thank you for joining us for the NHT's Quarterly Webinar. I'm Talia Suarez. We have a great program lined up for you as we'll be talking about the new policies, new products, including the exciting Smart Energy Program. But before we get into things, be sure to follow and subscribe to the NHT's social media pages to stay in the know about these exciting developments. You can get more updates from the NHT at your fingertips. So do stay with us. More on the other side of this break.
We all want this, a place to call home. And as your mortgage partner, the NHT is committed to building more housing developments at a price that our contributors can afford. Our external financing mortgage program allows us to do that. Through this partnership with banks and credit unions, you can process your NHT loan with your institution of choice. That frees up the NHT and its resources to build more housing solutions for you. So apply for your NHT loan where you save so we can continue to build more houses for you. Visit nht.gov.jm for a list of our EFMP partners. NHT, giving you more financing options and more ways home through the External Financing Mortgage Program.
Thanks for staying with us. If you are just joining us, I'm Talia Suarez, and welcome to the NHT's Quarterly Webinar series, where we keep you updated on all the things happening with the NHT over the last quarter. So before our break, we were speaking of exciting developments, and come July 1, the NHT will be delivering more to its contributors with a series of products and policy enhancements to improve both affordability and accessibility to housing. Now, as a contributor myself, I think this is what I've always appreciated about the Trust: the commitment to evolving, understanding the dynamics of the market, and addressing the needs of contributors who need it most. So guess what? We have very special guests with us today, and joining me to give some insight into these new policies and products is Shara Luke, Manager, Administrative Support Unit at the NHT. Hi Shara, how are you doing?
Hi Talia, I'm well, thank you. Good to be here.
I'm so happy to have you here as well. I know that contributors have quite a bit to look forward to come July 1. And for persons who are, not yet homeowners or those who already have their homes, tell us what they can look forward to.
Okay, so come July 1, there are a number of policy enhancements, as you would have said, that the NHT will be rolling out. One such is our 10+ loan. So previously, we would have had a 10+ and a 15+ loan. The 15+ loan would have been for persons or mortgagors who would have accessed a loan at least 15 years ago who are public sector workers.
Okay.
And then we would have changed that, and so public sector workers, they would have gotten a reprieve and they could have accessed their loans 10 years after. So effective July 1, what will happen is all mortgagors will be able to access a loan 10 years after their original loan.
Okay.
And this is normally for home improvement purposes, and it will seek to allow persons, mortgagors, to improve, to maintain the property so that the security, the value of the security is kept.
Okay. In terms of the interest rate and, repayment period, that's something that a lot of persons would be concerned about. Tell us about that. What is it exactly?
There's no need to be concerned because for your typical home improvement loan, the repayment is for 20 years or up to age 70, whichever is less, right? So it depends on when you come into the system. So for example, someone who is coming at age 60, they would only have 10 years up to age 70 to repay. But typically it's for 20 years. And the National Housing Trust has a tiered interest rate program. So the interest rate that is applicable to any loan is based on your income, your weekly income. So currently we have 4 interest bands, right? We have 0, 2, 3, and 5. And specifically, I would want to highlight the 0%, those earning $15,000 weekly weekly, effective June 1, up to $30,099 weekly. And then at the higher end, we have those earning $101,000 weekly and above, and those are at 5%.
Okay, 5%. So,
yes, that's the highest.
You gauge it based on what the income of the individual
is.
All right. So, I mean, just last year, you introduced the External Finance Mortgage Program, and that allows contributors to access mortgage financing from several partner institutions. So can someone apply for the 10+ loan from one of these institutions?
Sure. So how the external mortgage financing program works, once you are earning $30,001 and above weekly, then you are required to access your NHT benefits through a financial partner of your choice. And it will be the same thing for the 10+ loan. However, if it is that the mortgager has all of their mortgages with the NHT, then we will facilitate and process them in-house.
Okay. All right. So that's just one product come July 1. What else do you have in store for contributors?
Certainly. So NHT has also embraced renewable energy. And so we have new solar products, or we call smart energy loans. So we will have a smart energy loan and we will have a smart energy grant. So the smart energy loan will be for all contributors. So you need not to be a mortgager of the National Housing Trust. Once you are a contributor, contributing for at least 52 weeks, then, and you're current with your contributions, then you can access the smart energy loan.
It's interesting though, Shara, because a number of persons, especially, you know, in this age, a lot of persons are big on sustainable development. You know, you want solar panels, you want, you know, a proper irrigation system, you know, water catchment system in your house, just a lot of things. You know, you want to be able to reuse the water for a number of things, whether you want to water your grass, you want a little garden in the back, you know, from farm to table, a lot of things. So in terms of this smart energy loan though, how do persons access it?
All right, so as you said about smart energy and renewables, so this product is designed specifically for that. So let me expound. So with the smart energy loan, you can use it to access solar panel, outfit your property with solar panels. It can be solar water heater. It can be for windmill technology, hydroelectricity. Ooh. So we are expanding. All right, and what you would have to do is, it's a regular process that you would come and submit your application. The parameters of the loan, I must say that. So it's up to 10 years to repay, and it's a flat 5%, and the loan amount is $1.5 million.
All right, Shara. Now, as it relates to this smart energy loan, I've seen over the years where a number of persons are not able to find a lump sum amount of money to, you know, go solar all at once. So persons tend to either you buy a panel here or there, you get a battery until you're able to install it, and then you try to expand over a period of time. Tell me a little bit about who can access this loan and how much can be accessed and what it can be used for.
Okay, so the smart energy loan is for you to retrofit, outfit, or to install on your property, and the property must be owned by and occupied by the applicant, the contributor, to install solar panels, solar batteries, renewable energy such as windmill, hydroelectricity, and any other renewable energy type of solution on the property. Also for water harvesting. So for example, we may have our customers who live in the rural areas and they are doing constructions and they may need water catchment. So it can also be used to finance the outfitting of the property with those types of solutions.
So funding solar facilities was already a part of your offerings at the NHT, but with this new loan, you have expanded those offerings. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Okay, so with this new offering, it has been expanded to include not just your solar water heater and your solar panel, but we want to look at also windmill technology, hydroelectricity, and water harvesting and catchment, which would include the water tanks. So for example, some persons who are constructing in the rural areas and they will need water catchment, then they can also access this financing to construct a simple thing as a water tank on their property.
All right, so sometimes we tend to forget the environmental impact of home ownership as individuals, but who can access this loan and how much can they access?
Okay, so for this particular loan facility, it's extended to all contributors. So once you're a contributor of the National Housing Trust, earning minimum wage, above minimum wage, then you can access it. So the loan amount as it is come July 1 will be $1.5 million, and it will be for 10 years, a repayment of 5%, a flat rate of 5%. So it's open to all contributors. Once it is that you are accessing the fund to outfit the property with one of our smart energy or renewable solution on your owner-occupied property.
Okay, but what can it be used for? I know we were talking a little bit about, solar energy, possibly irrigation systems, but what else could it be used for?
All right, so the basic is for you to outfit your property with solar panels, solar water heater, windmill technology, hydroelectricity if you are that advanced, and also for water harvesting, rainwater harvesting, to include tanks and drums, that sort of a thing. That's the basic extent of the facility now.
Okay, so just about anything that possibly might assist with renewable energy.
That is correct,
if it is that you want to just, help to facilitate or, speed up the process somewhat with your home ownership and home development process, you can help us with it.
That is correct.
So if someone already accessed financing from the NHT, can they apply for this loan as well?
And that's the beauty. So this loan is what we would consider a standalone. So even if you would have accessed a benefit from the National Housing Trust before, then it does not exclude you from accessing the Smart Energy loan. And it is so beautiful too, because the fact is, even if the previous loan that you accessed was used for smart energy technology, namely solar water heater or solar panel, you can also access this product type to do the same thing, renewable energy. And you can also pair. So for example, we spoke about 10 plus. So 10 plus can also be used for solar panel.
Okay.
You can also access, if you are eligible, meaning you would have met the 10-year requirement, you can access your 10 plus loan, and then you can pair it with this new smart energy loan. So this person will be able to access 3.5 for your 10 plus and the 1.5 for your smart energy to outfit your property with a smart energy renewable system.
Oh, okay. Why was it so important for the National Housing Trust to move in this direction and to provide contributors with access to financing for these resources?
Well, the National Housing Trust now is cognizant of the fact that climate change has really changed how we live. And in terms of when you were doing construction before, we never thought about the impact of climate change, right? So now that we are at this place, it is only necessary or pertinent that we move and we evolve with what is happening in the greater environment, and so that we can assist our contributors in their housing needs to address these impacts that climate change would have had. So for example, and renewable energy, which is what is required. So all of these are geared towards the green energy initiative, so we can harness renewable energy in improving our housing solutions.
Awesome. I mean, the heat is on, but at the same time, we want to assist in whatever way we can with the climate changes that are currently taking place. Now, I know you have a grant as well. So in addition to the Smart Energy loan, you have a grant.
Yes.
What's the difference between the loan and the grant?
All right, the loan you're required to repay. The grant you are not required to repay.
So grant is just, you're just giving it to me.
Yes. Yes, we are. So specifically, we're giving back to our pensioners. So you must be at least 60 years of age, and you would have been employed in the government service. So you'd have retired from the government service. Additionally, at the time of retirement, you should have been earning at least, at most, I should say, $30,099 weekly.
Okay.
So that's the basic eligibility for the grant.
Okay. How do persons apply for this grant?
All right, so you will have an application period. So as soon as it is ready, then we will advise the general public. So you can look out for it. But specifically, what we would want to underscore here is that we have 30 grants that for each parish.
Okay.
So it's 420 grants in all that the NHT will be giving. So it's 30 grants per parish.
Okay, and this is just for the period of the year, or would you look to extending the grant eventually after you've given your 30 per parish? I mean, I'm just advocating for the contributors.
So
just in case they might have
it's a total of 420 for this particular program.
All right, so for this one, but have no fear, listen out. Even if, you know, you don't fall within the 30 this time around, they might have something very special coming your way soon. But look out for the application period, apply, and they may just be eligible to get the grant. But I'm a young person, Shara, right? And I hear that you have something very special coming for, you know, the young adults who have this keen interest in home ownership right now. So what is it that you have coming?
All right, so Talia, what we have is the Home Starter Program. And this program is designed, as you said, for young persons. It could be young couples or single just coming out of university. And this gives a contributor who is younger an opportunity to acquire secure home ownership without, I should say, without impacting their ability at a later stage in life to acquire something that's we normally say our dream home.
Okay.
So what NHT has, we have designed a program whereby we will be developing 1-bedroom and studio apartments to be sold to or young professionals, young adults, and they will have an opportunity to sell that property back to NHT up to 15 years after acquiring it initially. And then when you sell it back to NHT, then basically your benefit is renewed.
Ooh.
So at that point, you can get a new non-homeowner's loan in order to acquire a new property. At that time, say for a young couple, they may have expanded their family, and so that space is no longer conducive to the family, and they want to, you know, more conducive housing for them and their families. So basically, that's the spirit behind this Home Starter program.
How will the selling price, though, be determined?
So with every property that is being sold, it is determined by valuations done by valuators. So the valuation at the point that the mortgager has decided to sell the unit to NHT will determine the selling price.
Okay, and then if the unit is sold to the NHT, will the individual then be able to access, you know, the NHT scheme properties or even get another NHT loan?
Certainly. So that is the design of the program. So once you are selling the property back to the National Housing Trust, then in essence, you could say your benefit is reinstated. So you can actually apply for a scheme benefit, or you can access the non-homeowner's loan to acquire something on the open market.
Okay, sounds great. Do you have any upcoming NHT developments currently?
So currently we have 2 projects. We have the Howard Avenue, a development in Howard Avenue, and one in Vineyard Town. So those are the 2 projects that are on way, and you will hear more about the other projects as they come on stream.
Okay, and for persons who may just be interested in any of these projects currently, where can they go to find the information?
Well, you could always visit our website for the information, or call our contact center, and we will be more than happy to guide you through the process.
All right. Shara, tell me a little bit about the young adults policy, though.
Okay, so the young adults policy, this would have been a provision for the NHT, within the NHT for some time for young people, right? It's particularly geared towards acquiring a scheme benefit. So how the scheme benefit works, or the selection process, it's based on your income and your years of contribution. So rightly so, if it is that you're a younger person, you would have less years of contribution.
Right.
And so the points, it's a point system. So the allocation of points for you would be considerably less compared to somebody who is older and who would have been contributing for a longer period of time.
And within the system for a number of years.
Right. So the National Housing Trust is cognizant of that fact. And so we want to improve the accessibility for young contributors. And so you have the young adults policy, where if it is that you are between the ages of 25 and 35.
Okay, I just made it. I was a little worried there. I was like, oh, Okay, let me hear it. It's 25 too?
To 35.
Okay.
Not attain the age of 36.
All right.
At application or selection, so you're right there.
Yeah, man, I'm ticking off the
35,
boxes.
1 month, 35, 11 months, once you have not attained the age of 36.
Okay.
Then what we do is whenever a minimum of 10% of our housing solutions in any of the schemes effective July 1 will be reserved for persons within this age group.
Oh, wow. Okay, I know that a number of young adults are very particular about, where they want to go, if it is that they can even afford it. I mean, do they tick all the boxes as we spoke about a while ago? Where can we get all this information, Cheryl?
So once a scheme is available, it's normally advertised in the local newspaper, and it's also online.
Okay.
So they just need to listen out for or advertisement for the scheme developments, and they can visit online. Online also indicates the upcoming developments that we will have, so they can make the necessary preparation.
And then the listing would also provide them with what would be required.
Yes, the requirement. So initially for the scheme, it is a selection process, so you would have an intake period. So for every scheme, there's an intake period within which we take the application. So you do your application, and it's an online process. So you would make your application online, and then we have the selection process. So what will happen for our young adults is that you will be placed in a queue for yourself, specifically designed for persons 25 to 35, and you will only be competing against persons within your age group.
Okay, Shara, you mentioned persons between the ages of 25 to about 35, just on the cusp of turning 36, who are eligible to apply for, this very special policy. What about those young adults who are, a little bit younger than the 25-year age that the 25-year-old limit that you set, if it is that they're interested, if they're also eligible for this policy?
Sure. So once you are a contributor, starting at age 18, and then you would have met the 52 weeks contribution, then you can apply for any of our scheme solutions that are on the market.
Okay, and would it still be in rank of points or something else?
So it is a point system. So all these persons within the respective age group, they will be grouped together, and it is the point system that will be used to determine. But what we have done though is we will be applying a tiered approach.
Okay.
So for example, say we are going with 25 to 35. So we will have a subset, those 25 to 30, and then another subset, those 31 to 35. And what will happen is you'll have an equitable distribution across the age group of persons who will benefit from scheme solutions within our developments.
Oh, wow, Shara, you have implemented so many new products and policies to help a number of persons across Jamaica, and that's impeccable. So starting July 1, you have lots in store for your contributors, lots to look forward to, and I'm sure they are just as excited as I am. So thank you so much for joining us. I want to run back over what you mentioned so that we don't forget, right? We have the 10+ loan.
That is correct.
We have the Smart Energy Loan.
Smart Energy
the
Loan.
Smart Energy Grant.
Smart Energy
we
Grant.
have the Home
Starters Program.
The Home Starter Program, and of course, the policy for young adults. So thank you so much, Shara, and for all the information that you may need, if you need additional details, if you need to query something, if you just need to clarify something that Shara said, please feel free to reach out, right,
yes,
Shara?
to visit our website, nht.gov.jm.
Okay, so after this break, we'll be hearing from EnerSave Solutions, and they'll be talking about, assisting Jamaicans to sustainably, increase their energy resources. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
They say you can't have your cake and eat it too, but what if you could? What if you apply for your NHT loan wherever you want and still get your NHT benefits, such as your full NHT loan of up to $7.5 million, low NHT interest rates, NHT refund as cash in hand when it's due, and using those contributions not yet due to help with your deposit and legal fees? It might sound too good to be true, but That's what the NHT's External Financing Mortgage Program does. With the EFMP, you can apply for your NHT loan to build, buy, or repair a house wherever you choose. And if your mortgage partner has benefits not offered by the NHT, guess what? You get those too. The External Financing Mortgage Program offers more benefits, so you can have your cake and eat it too. Visit nht.gov.jm for a list of our EFMP partners. NHT giving you more financing options and more ways home through the External Financing Mortgage Program.
Welcome back. It's all about making home ownership possible. And joining us now from NRSAVE, I have Deidrean Evans, or Business Development Manager. Hi, Deidrean. How are you?
Nadia, nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. I mean, lots of big things are set to take place on July 1. Tell us a little bit about NRSAVE Solutions and some of the products and services that you offer.
Right, so at NSAVE Solutions and also NSAVE Solar, which is our solar division, we offer everything you need to get started on your next solar project, right? So we're talking from solar panels to solar inverters, lithium-ion batteries, mounting equipment, balancer system equipment, just everything you will need to design and install a PV solar system, whether residential or commercial.
Okay, I see where the installation of renewable energy infrastructure in Jamaica is on an upward trend right now. Everybody is going solar, or they're interested in going solar. How do you feel about the NHT's Smart Energy Loan and the grant?
We are very excited about it, and so are our customers. Our customers are fired up ever since the Prime Minister made the announcement. In the last budget presentation, we've had customers coming in with an interest. Going solar is an investment, right? So the fact that the NHT is seeking to assist customers to go this route, to reduce their dependence on traditional energy sources, is a really big deal, and we're very excited about the initiative.
What are some of your customers? What have been some of the questions your customers are asking?
So of course they want to know what the loan term is, you know, what the interest rate is. They want to know if they're accessing the loan on their own, or they can, you know, partner up with somebody else to, you know, increase the amount that they are going to receive. Right.
Okay. And how will these products that you offer at NSAVE Solutions, you know, make renewable energy even more accessible to the average Jamaican?
So already we had a mission to bring renewable energy across the island, right? Last year we heard that, you know, Kingston was just the second city in the world to enter climate departure, which means that every year from this point moving forward is going to get hotter, which means that we're going to be using a lot more energy than we ever had in the past. So we want to encourage customers to do what you can, you know, to reduce your reliance on traditional energy sources and be a little bit more renewable. You know, climate change is a collective fight amongst the people. And as for us who kind of reside in the global south, you know, we experience a lot of the how would you say, the consequences then of the climate change. So we have to do our part in trying to become more sustainable. And so NSAVE Solutions and NSAVE Solar has been pushing forward for a more sustainable Jamaica. So we try to have, you know, some of the most competitive prices on the market in order to encourage customers to let them know that, yeah, man, you can do this.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's interesting that you mentioned that, because when persons think of solar, you mentioned it's also an investment. But when they think of solar, they're saying, okay, this sounds like a big chunk of money that I need.
Right.
When they enter your offices, Deidrean, you know, do you walk them through that process as to how it is that they can afford it?
Yes.
And we know also that, you know, the cost may differ based on the house
and
the
needs.
And the needs of the
right.
home, or just the general location. Do you walk your customers through that process?
Right. So when customers come into store, we usually try to have an understanding of what their consumption looks like.
Okay.
currently, but also what they think it's going to look like in the future, right? So we usually want a couple of past energy bills just to have a trend. And then that way, right there on the spot, we can give them a quick estimate just to say, all right, you're in this ballpark, right?
Yeah.
And then now, to encourage customers, we always say to them, let's get a site visit done so that we can get a real energy assessment done. We can come on site, whether a residence or a business, and do an assessment to understand what your needs are, what your future needs will be, and kind of like how can we cover your energy usage. We have options where you can completely, cover your usage on a monthly basis without having any reliance on the grid.
Okay.
And also for customers that just don't have the budget to do that right away, we show you how you can offset portions of your energy usage.
Probably because it's in half,
yes,
just cut
half,
it down over
75%,
time.
and then build up to a point where you can reduce the reliance completely. Exactly.
All right, Deidre, and of course, persons should be clamoring, they should be rushing, right, to get, of course, the grant or even the loan from the National Housing Trust to help to offset this renewable energy procedure that we want to entail on right now. So tell me now, Deidre, how can persons, if they have questions, right, they want to get some energy from EnerSafe Solutions, they have additional questions, they want to find out how they can cop this loan from NHT, how they can possibly even get the grant from NHT, be one of those lucky 30 persons from each of those parishes. If they have additional questions and we want to get some solar panels from EnerSafe, where should we go? What should we do?
So, of course, customers are welcome to come in store, talk with a solar advisor. But additionally, customers can also reach out to the NHT, visit their offices, check their website to kind of find information on this loan facility and see how you can qualify and how you can make yourself ready so that when July 1st hits, you are good to go.
All right, Deidre, and how can persons find EnerSafe Solutions? Where can we find you physically and online?
So we're located in Manor Park at shop number 12 Manor Park. EnerSafe Solar is also in Manor Park at shop number 8. You can call us at 925-9366, and of course we have a website, so you can visit us at www.enersafesolutions.com/solar.
All right, Deidre, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
We appreciate all the knowledge that you shared with us today, and I'm sure persons will be running to visit you guys.
Yes, and get yourself ready for this NHT facility. It is a game changer, and it can really, really help you to, become a more sustainable user of energy.
No, okay, so much to look forward to come July 1, and the NHT isn't just, catering to potential and current homeowners. They're also looking out for business community through their Employee Arrears Amnesty program. So stay with us, more after this break.
Tell me something, how you stay on top of your mortgage?
What I do, I set up a standing order at my financial institution.
Me, I have to make several hustling in order to pay my mortgage.
Whenever I get a little extra money, like a little bonus or my refunds, I put a little extra towards my mortgage, because you can never tell what will happen.
Everybody needs a plan. Make one and stick to it. That way you will keep the keys to your home.
Welcome back. So when it comes to the NHT, employers are legally required to pay a 5% contribution on behalf of their employees. This means the employer contributes 3% portion as well as 2% on behalf of the employee. However, from time to time, some employers may fail to fulfill this statutory obligation, which results in not only interest, but also penalties which can amount to millions. To better help companies in this situation to become compliant, the NHT introduced the Employee Arrears Amnesty Program. Here to tell us a bit more about the Amnesty Program is Damian McNally, Assistant General Manager for Compliance at the NHT. Hi Damian, how are you doing?
Hi Talia, thanks for having me. I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing great.
Wonderful.
I want you to explain what the Employee Arrears Amnesty Program is and how it works.
Wonderful. I'm happy to explain. So the National Housing Trust recognized that a lot of micro, small, medium enterprise have endured quite a lot of challenges, especially coming out of the COVID-19 pandemic. And so the Employer Arrears Amnesty Program is designed to provide some relief for employers who might have had difficulties in remitting their contributions, as you had said earlier. And so for employers who may have arrears up to December 2023, who falls in a particular category, the NHT will provide a relief through this amnesty. Now, this amnesty is big and bold and different from what we have had in the past, because for the first time, we are providing a relief of contributions and not only penalty and interest. Now, this program is designed to assist employers who have up to 50 employees, or they are a registered charitable organizations, or it is that they are business or employer who have sales turnover of up to $425 million per annum.
Okay.
So let me say it again, because I mean this is very important.
Yeah,
Again,
break it down for us.
This is designed for micro, small, medium enterprise and registered charitable organizations. And so for those SMEs that fit in this category, they should have up to 50 employees, and we will use...
That's one, up to
right,
50 employees, right?
That's one. Two, sales turnover of no more than $425 million per year. And for the charitable organization, it's supposed to be registered with the Ministry of Finance.
Okay.
Right, and so once you fall within any of those categories...
Any of the three.
Right, and you have arrears, you can benefit under the program.
Okay, so Damian, I want you to expand a bit more on the waiver. You know, how is that calculated?
All right. So I like to say it is in 3 bands, right? So the first band, if it is that you file all your annual returns, file all your monthly returns, right? And you remit all your employees' contributions that may be outstanding, and 80% of the employer contribution that is outstanding by September 30th, 2024, then you will get a waiver of 20% of the employer's contributions and all interest and penalties outstanding. So, which that is a big deal, right? As we have said, when you look at it, if you were in a position that you can access some funding elsewhere to take advantage of this program, it will work out for you.
Yeah.
Now, if you're not able to meet that timeline by September 30th, if it is that you file all your annual returns, all your monthly, we call it SO1s, monthly returns, by between October and December, then you will get a waiver of all penalties and interest. So there will be no waiver of contributions between October to December. However, you will still get a big relief with the waiver of the interest, right? All interest, both employee interest and employer interest, by the end of December 2024. Now, if you're not able to meet that timeline, right, and you settle all your employees' contribution and all your employers' contributions by March 31st, 2025, then you will get a waiver of the interest calculated on outstanding employees' contribution.
Okay.
Right, but you would still need to settle the employer's interest. Right, so it's 3 bands, and each band you get an opportunity. You get something. There's something for you. So if you're not able to meet it by September 30th, then there is December.
And if not December, you have a little more time.
Right.
Okay. So can the employer just pay their 3% portion to access the program, or will they be required to also pay the employee portion?
All right. So again, I would say, because we intend to roll out this program by July 1.
Right.
So between July 1 to September 31st, you have contributions outstanding. And normally when contributions outstanding, it's either a combination of both the employee's portion and the employer's portion. And what we recognize over the years is that you have some persons who have paid all their contributions but just have interest outstanding, and they would write to the NHT requesting a waiver. Now, this is the opportunity for them.
Okay.
Because if you have paid all the employee contributions, all the employer contributions, then you will get all the interest waived, by the end of September 30th, 2024. If it is also that you have paid all the employee portion and you have paid up to 80% of the employer portion, then you'll get a waiver of 20% of the employer portion, right? And to break it down a little further, as you have stated earlier, it is 5%. 2% is deducted from the employee, and the employer pays a corresponding 3%.
3%.
Right,
Okay.
and so we are saying that, you know, if you pay off all the employee's amount and you pay up to 80% what may be outstanding of the employer amount, you will get a waiver of 20% of the employer's amount and all the interest by September 30th, 2024. If you're not able to meet that, and you pay off all the employer contribution by the end of December 2024, then you get a waiver of all the interests and penalties.
Okay.
And if it is that you're still not able to meet that, there's still something
something
there
else for you until March.
Because what is that? Between January to March, if you apply and you pay off all the employee contributions, all the employer contributions, and all the interest relating to outstanding employee contribution, we will waive the interest calculated on the outstanding employer contribution.
Okay.
So as again, we see it's a big deal.
Yeah, lots of incentives. You give them sufficient time.
Right.
And of course, you know, you give them different intervals.
Right.
But you touched on eligibility,
Right.
you know, whether it is that you have your 50 employees, you know, the amount that you're supposed to be turning over, that kind of thing.
Right.
Is there any business or is there anyone who is exempt?
All right, so for this time around, it does not include public sector bodies, entities, right? And tell you what, you know, we recognize that coming out of the pandemic, a lot of small businesses, unfortunately, have folded. A lot of them are still trying to get back on their feet. And so this program is designed to bring some sort of relief to them. Now, in terms of eligibility requirement, the other thing is that you are required to pay up your current year's contributions. So you, because the amnesty is relief for arrears up to December 31st, 2023. And so if you have amount outstanding between January 2024 to the start of the program or to the point where you are applying, then it's either you're paid up or it is that you can come into the NHT and, you know, get a payment agreement, settle those amounts that may be outstanding for the current period.
Okay.
But, you know, we are encouraging all our employers to take advantage of this program.
Yes, take advantage while you can.
Right.
I know a number of persons, they're watching, they're listening, and they are interested in the application process. So tell me a little bit about that. What are some of the required documents that they may need?
All right, so the application process, we have made it as simple as possible. Now it is that we are trying to go paperless with this approach. And so we ask our persons, to all our eligible employers, to register on our website, create an NHT account. Once you have created an NHT account, then you should be able to access the application form. The application form is a one-pager, right? You complete that application form, submit it online. The application form will be dispatched to the branch that has responsibility for your account, and then we will make contact. That's only the application form that is needed. All other information is at the NHT.
Okay.
Simple, straightforward.
And if you need clarification on anything, once the contact is made,
Right.
then you start talking. We'll ensure that the process
Precisely.
runs smoothly.
Right. So you can again visit our website. You can send email to the compliance mailbox, which is compliance@nht.gov.jm, or it is that you can call us and we'll be happy to provide any information that you may need. But again, we see the information as straightforward. Again, we encourage our employers to register and create an NHT account online. Having created the account online, you should be able to download the form, complete the form, and then upload it, and it will be sent to the branch that has responsibility for managing your account, and we will make the contact from there.
All right, Damian, you mentioned calling you. You mentioned also visiting the website. Remind us of the website before we go, where they can find this additional information.
So the website is nht.gov.jm, and then you can also email us at our compliance mailbox. It is compliance@nht.gov.jm.
Okay, Damian, thank you so much for joining us. We want to encourage our employers to get in the know, avoid the penalties and the interest, and of course, access the amnesty program. So thank you so much, Damian. That's it from us. I told you we had a great program lined up, right? Remember, whether you choose to build, buy, or improve, the NHT has a solution for you. Follow the NHT on all their pages to be in the know about all that's happening. Of course, comment, like, and share this with a friend. But until next time, I'm Talia. Thanks for watching.